It's the 18th of December 2013. I've just rolled the cars out the garage, and of course what happens, it starts peeing down. Big storms are on the way, but the cars will go back under cover in a few hours when I've done the next session on the dash. So you join us now at the beginning of part 54. We've finished the subsection parts, 53, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Sorry about all the different part numbers. So of course as soon as I start recording, adverts start coming on the radio. It's very annoying, that, you know. Right, I'm going to do a time check now. I left you with the dashboard plugged into the 12 volt feed overnight to do a clock test. You saw the dashboard go back together on the last videos there. We finally finalised the cluster. So we're going to be doing wiring harness now. Leave the cluster for now. I've got a couple of switches courtesy of Mr. Mac. He's a member on two of the sites there. He's a Cortina owner himself. He's kindly sent me 2 switches which I was short of, so I'll be looking at investigating those in a minute and offering up the wiring harness for the first time just to see how all the plugs are looking, and then we'll begin cleaning that harness. So I've got some space on the floor there, have a brush out. Let's just do a time check. The radio gives us an accurate check of 18:23. I set Swampy's clock by that radio yesterday night, and it says 18:23. I think that's working, don't you? So it's keeping time at least on 24 hours. Let's see how it lasts over a longer period. You can adjust those from the back quite easily, so we'll be tuning it up if we need to. So great news on that. Clock is keeping time, and first impressions as I come back to it after a day away, I'm thinking that looks blooming tidy in a real satisfying way. Right, move the jig out to the middle of the floor and let's do a little bit more work. Let's do a couple of hours for this part 55. Welcome aboard. 18th of December 2013. The storms have arrived. It's not cold, but it's rough out there. Right, here's the wiring harness laid out. I'm going to give it a clean up and try and sort out which bits go where on the dash now, and then get the wiring harness for the engine bay hooked to the multi-pins, get the fuse box connected, basically simulate all the electrics here on the floor. We're going to put a board down, and then we're going to start connecting things up and just cleaning it up, and then re-wrapping whatever we've got to do with the wiring harness tape which I've got. So that's what I'm on with at the moment, just evaluating the situation. Right, first trial fit of the loom, just working out the lay of the land, seeing where everything goes. I've worked out a few things. Got the cigarette socket loom connected there. That ring there just fastens behind the locking nuts. You've got a cigarette socket. I know that's radio power. I know that's the wiper switch. Dashboard multi-plug, that's easy enough. Ignition control. Indicator stalks. Flasher relay connector, I think. Heated rear. Ignition. Steering lock column. Indicator stalks. I think that's the brake light. Brake light's black and red, I seem to remember. What we've got there, flasher relay, 2 spare wires, don't know what they're for, heated rear relay, and then you've got the light switch there. So that's all the connections to the back of the dash. Really, there's not as much as I thought. I'd imagine this being more than what there is. Look, it just all seems to just go from this end across to the left. You don't have any big wires going across to the right, so it's actually easier than I remember. So that's going to be good. I'm just not sure about this heater. It seems that that'd go up there. I would start getting the wiring diagrams and we'll work this out then. I'll clean the loom up and then know how it's going. I've got a loom tag missing off the dash here. I'm going to have to make something to hold support the harness. Okay, so on with that. few little connectors I'm not sure about, but on the whole pretty much as I thought. Fuse box can be connected, we can get some juice to this and get the dashboard lit up actually. Okay, I'm gonna give it a go and get the engine bay loom now and get a battery and just start testing it. I've got a couple of switches which Mr. Mac have supplied. I'll go and get them out of the kitchen and I'll be back shortly. So that's wiring harness evaluation, and then we'll be doing wireless harness refurb. Not much to do to it, just basically a toothbrush, combination of cleaning chemicals, just probably mild soapy water. We'll see what's best for it. Get it clean and shiny, then we'll zip it up to the dash. That's it can get strapped up onto the back of the dash. Great stuff. See you in a bit. Right, got some of the loom on. Just servicing this light switch now. It needed a clean up. It looked like it was corroded. The pins were gone at the back, so I thought I'd open it up and check it out. They're tricky too. Okay, loom going back together. Just working out where things go. Refreshing my memory on how it all used to work. I got power into the circuit there. The clock's fired up. Glove box lights gone on. So we've got the power into the first circuits there. Just servicing this light switch because it looked corroded at the back. Watch these when you take them apart because springs go everywhere. So just be real careful, but it all needs a clean up. Okay, so I'll just service that switch now. We'll get on. Okay, I've put the switch back together now. It's all serviced and cleaned. What we're going to do now, I'll show you how we clean up the pins there. You can see here's some bad pins at the front. There's some cleaned at the back. Little swab into the mild acid solution, and then you don't want it to go inside the switch, so you've got to make sure you just dab it on the end. You don't want it running inside, and you'll see straight away how it brings that up instantly. Gets you back to copper, and then we'll have to neutralise it. So you don't want to leave that on there concentrated like that. So contacts on the switch being cleaned up there, now ready to put it into the loom. And we'll do a side light test on the switch. Got power to the loom so we can test whether the lights come on the dashboard next. So panel instrumentation. Just treated and cleaned the connector for the light switch, and we've put in some of this special Contralube stuff which stops it from oxidising and corroding in the future. A little bit of WD as well went in there, so that's all done. There's your pins cleaned up. So that light switch now should be a worker. It can go on and it can be mounted into the back of the dash. So we're going systematically through it, switches at a time. We'll work our way through and we'll get this operational. I'm working it all out now. Got the motor wires sorted out. There's your resistor wire to make the fan go slower. That's a kind of improvised, well, it's not improvised, Ford fitted it. I don't know where that actually goes. It wasn't coiled up. I don't know what route that takes or where it fits. I've yet to discover where that goes. So really I've sussed out all the wires now. I'll be moving away from this shortly because it's nearly a wrap up here. You've got your wiper motor is in, wiper motor switch is in. Your dashboard straightforward with a one loom connection, so that's that out of the way. Hazard light, heated rear is there. Hazard light's next. That has a sub loom. Your hazard light actually has its own loom. If you've got an L spec model or a model without hazard lights, you'll find two spare wires, black with the white stripe, green with the black stripe. They'll be just underneath your heated rear relay, probably where this loom goes, come off the main trunk. You'll find next to them your flasher relay, which is white, black and green, and then you've got a single black going in paired with a black and a red stripe. That's your flasher relay connection. And what happens is those four get connected to an additional loom. So you disconnect your flasher relay, and then with the loom that you get, you connect it into the where the flasher relay was, and then into those two spare wires, and you get what this is over here. I'll show you now. This is for Richard as well. Richard wanted to know. Richard's a member on the buy sell Cortina site who was asking about this loom. So your loom then looks like this: a hazard light switch socket, two wires for the red bulb. This one's been chopped off because obviously it's out of a scrap car and they've obviously pulled the dash out and just chopped that and took the dash away. So that's your indicator lamp. And also you've got your socket for an additional relay that's needed. That'd be a flasher relay, that'd be needed because the 2-pin relay needs to be a 3-pin relay, so that's why it converts it to 3-pin. And then there's those 2 wires which you pick up on this loom. It's the same colour scheme. Okay, so you're just going into where your flasher used to fit. Gives you a new type flasher socket, and it gives you a lamp, and it gives you the switch there. That's how you upgrade your loom. So you could build that, and I'm sure someone can come up with a wiring diagram to build that. So you can add hazard lights to the car, but you would need an original Ford hazard light switch unless you wanted to just do your own switch. We could always make a circuit for that. Okay, back to this then. Let's get this switch back together. The contra lube's on now. I'm going to connect the switch up. I'm going to test it. So ready for a switch test. Okay, we're ready to test the side lights now. Just see how the instrument panel looks after the clean up. So it's lights out, torch on, lights out. Let's find our way through in the dark. Let's just test the light switch first. So we're off and on we go to light up for the first time. And there we have it. Brighter than my car, my GXL. And I can see why they have that blue paint inside the inside of the dash now. It's creating a sort of blue halo effect on the fascias. So you're not getting like the yellow of the bulb, you're getting a blue backlight off it. With the exception of over the speedo there where it hits the speedo directly. And you are getting some reflected light down by the bottom of the cowling. Looks like you can see the bulb from there, which I wasn't sure if that was normal. I'll check on that. But a nice glow. Looks brighter to me than it does on the camera. I'm looking at the camera screen now and I can see it better than you can. But pretty clear, crystal clear really. Perhaps a little bit more power over this clock. I'm just going to check all bulbs are actually on, just in case there's one bulb out, but I think it's right. Oh, quite nice that. Okay, so that's that task done. Let's just see, I think all 3 bulbs are on. I think it does have 3, yeah, it looks like they're all on. That's one there, one there, and one there, so yeah, they're all on. Yeah, the clock ticking away there as well. So, okay, fine. I'm happy. It's nice and crystal clear. Certainly, you can't read the speedo on my car at night, so I'm going to take the dash out of mine and give it a refurb, so get it as good as that. Okay, right, that's all for tonight. It was just a short little bit. Just started hacking away at the loom bit by bit, getting the switches, finding out where connectors go, sussing out the lay of the land really, and just working out how it all fits together. It's not as bad as I thought, I've got to say. The stuff behind the dashboard is going to be done in no time. A little bit harder as it gets towards the engine bay. There's a bit more muck to clean up, but really there's nothing in it. So need to find myself a hazard relay. I haven't got one of those, but yeah, great stuff. Okay, that's all for now. Over and out for tonight. 19th, tomorrow we'll do a little bit tomorrow as well, and then it's going to wind down then till the new year, so I'll be putting stuff away, locking down. Might be just doing some background work, but I'll sort of bulk of the big stuff now is going to come to an end. I'll do some plastic painting, just odd little jobs, but the video pace will slow down and it'll pick it back up in January. So over and out for tonight. There'll be a couple more films and then that'll be a wrap for this year. Okay, so it's wiring, loom harness, evaluation, clean up. Okay, over and out.